Voice level 0, you are answering your do now questions. When you are done with your do now question, while you wait for me to come around and check them, you are looking back in your notebook to review the difference between inherited traits and acquired traits. Coming around to get my data. When I come around, show me your do now sheet, and then make sure you are studying your stuff. Okay? Got you, lady. Okay. 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 Remember, we are studying back our answers. Joseph, got you. Sandre, got you. Sandre made sure to write that sentence in to explain his answer for me. Okay. And Justin. Okay. All right. So, scholars, looking at our data, question 1 is our what question?
Review.
It is our review question. It's about what we should already know. So, looking at what we have today, you guys are sitting at about 90% for your question. That's good. We still have a couple scholars that need a little bit more practice. I will make sure I get with you. Okay, question 2 is the question we are going to be learning about today. So we are sitting at about 40% right now. But is that going to change?
Yes.
How do we know that's going to change? Because we're going to what, James?
Learn it.
We are going to learn about that today. We are going to learn about what happens when we have different inherited traits from a variety of organisms. Okay? Whoops, my little turkey fell too. There we go. Got it. Now we're good. Okay. So, here's what we're going to do first. You guys have learned about acquired traits, and you've also learned about inherited traits. Okay, we are going to do a quick activity first called a turn and talk activity. How this will work is, let me see, 4, 4, 4. You guys are just going to have to be a group of 3, okay? And I will explain how this works for y'all. Okay, when I say go, at a voice level 0, all I want you to do is turn to the person sitting next to you, knee to knee, and then track me again, okay? So, Zedekiah will turn and face Shantae, okay? So turn with your person now, so you guys will work as a group of 3, okay? All right. Zabdiel's tracking me. Daniel's tracking me. Josh is tracking me. And Edwin's tracking me. Okay, so if you are sitting in James or you ladies' seat, you are Scholar A. If you are sitting in Isaiah or Rogelio's seat, you are Scholar B. Okay? How this is going to work. Scholar A, when I say go, at a voice level 1, you are going to describe one inherited trait that you have and one acquired trait that you have. One what type of trait? Acquired and one
Inherited.
Okay, Scholar B, your job is going to be the active listener. If I'm an active listener, how will I act? Raise your hand, Justin.
Like you listening to the person and understanding what they're saying.
You're listening, you're understanding. Where's my eyes?
On the person that's
On them. What voice level am I at?
1.
0. You're at a 0, so you can listen to them talk. Now, make sure you are listening, because in the end, you have to tell me what they have taught you about inherited and acquired traits. Okay? So, when I say go, at a voice level 1, Scholar A, you are going to share an acquired trait, an inherited trait that you have, and you're going to share an acquired trait, and how you know that those are inherited or acquired traits. Person B, you are actively listening, ready to discuss with us about what you learned. You may start. Go. Actively listening, tracking. You guys are going to work out 3 and I'll share. So that star would be a what joint? Prior, because you got that deer in your left. 2 snaps, 2 claps, 4 pats. Got Sandre's eyes, got Josh's eyes, I got Zedekiah's eyes. Looks like I have 100% participation. What is that? Nice job, scholars. Keep it up. You got another row knocked off. Okay, now we are going to change roles. Scholar B, you are now going to share with Scholar A something that is an inherited trait that you have and why you know it's an inherited trait. And then you're also going to share an acquired trait that you have and how you know you have it. Thumbs up if you're ready to go. Your 30 seconds starts now. Begin. So is that in your inherited or So what's your acquired trait? Oh, okay, perfect. All right, 2 snaps, 2 claps, 3 pats, 2 snaps. Okay, eyes back on me. See, tricky up sometimes. All right, so Deosis, tell me one inherited trait that Sandre said that he had. Huh? Black hair. So, Sandre, who did you get your black hair from? So your dad. So we know that's an inherited trait because it came from his dad, or it could be from any parent, right? Somebody that you are related to. Let's see. Augustina, give me an inherited trait that Israel had. Huh? He has his dad's nose because we talked about the shape of your nose is also an inherited trait. And I like how Augustina also took notes during that so she can remember what she needs to report out. 2 snaps for Augustina. Good job. All right. Rogelio, tell me an acquired trait that you lady have. Huh? So, hold on, I can't hear you. You gotta speak up. What? So, she shares the same eye colors as mom. Is that an acquired or an inherited trait?
Inherited.
How do we know that's an inherited trait, Rogelio? Because it's something she got from who? And we've talked about anything that we get from our parents or our relatives is a what type of trait? Inherited trait. So then what would be an acquired trait then?
I had a scar right here.
So, James said he has a scar. Was James born with that scar?
No.
No. So that is something he got during his lifetime. Good. Justin, share out one more acquired and then we're going to move on.
Wait, that thing you had?
Either way, you can tell me one of yours, you can tell me one of Daniel's.
I had a scratch on my knee.
Okay, so that scar or scratch on your knee, were you born with that? No, that's something you got during your... So that is a what trait? Acquired trait. Okay, so today, scholars, you are going to be looking more at some inherited traits and acquired traits. So everybody, eyes back here on my board. Okay, you are going to be doing an activity today called turkey traits. Okay, so back here I have a dad turkey and I have a mom turkey. And we know when organisms have an offspring, they get traits from both their dad and their mom, right? Okay, so right now I want to give you about 20 seconds to talk with your group about what are some traits you see that the dad turkey has and what are some traits you see that the mom turkey has. Go. with me. Tamia, tell me one of the traits that we see our dad turkey has.
Blue eyes.
Blue eyes. Great. You lady, tell me a trait that we see that the mom has.
Different kind of feather.
So give me a color that you see.
Red, yellow.
Red or yellow? Shantae, give me one.
And my mom has different color feet.
Different color feet. So dad has what color?
Orange.
Mom has
Yellow.
yellow. Okay, great. I'll get some more here in a minute. So in a minute, you are going to be making an offspring. And what's another word for offspring? Baby or child of the mom turkey and the dad turkey. So those traits that you are about to pass on to your offspring turkey are what type of traits?
Inherited.
Inherited. 2 snaps for Justin. Why are they considered inherited traits? Go.
So that's something that you get from the parents or relatives.
There's something that they're traits that I get from my parents or relatives. 2 snaps for Shantae. Good. Yeah, so these are traits that we get from our relatives, our moms and our dads. Do we get to determine the traits we get?
No.
No, because these are done through genetics. All right, so let me explain how the activity is going to work. And then I'm going to turn you loose to do it. Okay, in a minute, you are going to be getting your turkey traits chart that looks like this. Okay, so look under the document camera with me. All right. So we can tell in a minute, you are going to be flipping a coin to determine the traits that you get. If it lands on heads, whose trait do you get?
Yellow.
Well, whose traits?
Dad's.
If it lands on tails, you get?
Mom.
Okay, so let me show you how this is going to work. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my coin. Okay? So the first thing I need to figure out is my B. So when I flipped my coin, it landed on
Head.
So whose trait did I inherit?
Dad.
So I'm going to take and I'm going to circle dad. Okay? Now I need to flip again to figure out my B. So it landed on heads again, so I also get dad's
Orange
B, orange feet. Flip my coin again. This time it landed on tail. So my eyes are going to be who?
Green.
Green from because we get traits from both of our parents, mom and
Dad.
Okay, now I'm going to figure out the type of feathers. Okay? So the first set of feathers comes from my dad because it landed on
Head.
Okay? And then I'm going to flip it again. My second set of feathers is going to come from my mom because this time it landed on
Tails.
Okay. So did I personally pick the traits?
No.
No, because just like with genetics, it's by chance, by flipping that coin. So, your activity is going to be, so now I've got my traits. Then, when I got all my traits done, I'm going to raise my hand so Mr. Rhew can come check it out. So, then, once I say you're good, you are going to come over here to the turkey trait factory. And up here at the turkey trait factory, you have all the materials you need to build your turkey. So I'm going to bring this with me so I know everybody's going to get the turkey body. Then if I get yellow feathers, here's my 2 yellow feathers. And then the yellow, the orange, red, and green ones. And then my feet. And then everybody gets the gobble. Everybody gets the same gobble. Okay? Then here's your beak. The orange beak or the yellow beak. And then here's your eyes. You've got to color your eyes based off the ones you got. So my turkey inherited what color eyes?
Green.
And they came from his mom. Okay? Then I'm going to shade in right here around the circle green. So I know you got green eyes. Okay. You're going to use your material boxes to cut them out and put it together. When you're done putting, so these are your inherited traits. Once your inherited traits are done, then we will move into our acquired traits. So I want to start bringing you some materials. I want to get some scholars to help me out. Okay, so Augustina is going to bring everybody a turkey trait board. Okay, Edwin is going to bring everybody a penny. And then Shantae and you lady are going to bring everybody dry erase markers. Once you get your stuff, you may begin.
Just one person.
Everybody gets a board, everybody gets a penny, everybody gets a marker. That's the Negro markers. Okay, you are flipping your, once you get materials, you're flipping your coin. When you are ready to visit the turkey trait factory, raise your hand for me to come and check it. As you're flipping your coin, talk to your table about the traits you are inheriting from your parents. Everybody gets one. You have an extra? How many more do you need? Okay. Table 5 is working hard, figuring out their traits. One. Get one out of the top. So what are some of the inherited traits that you're getting? Scholars, when I approve of your paper, you're going to bring your marker and your penny back up to the front and put it back in the baggie. Yeah. Understand you need a penny, baby? Remember, you don't come up here until I approve it. Hey, you're good to go. Wait for the line to die down. Scholars, while you wait to go to the factory, talk with your table about some of those inherited traits you got from the mom and dad turkey. Yes. Okay, y'all two may go on up. Okay, hold tight for a minute so they can let the line die down. Hey, Israel, we get the turkey pattern off the floor. Okay, we'll wait for a minute, talk with your table, and then I'll let you go in a second.
I got dad.
Headphones, help yourself. Alright, wait for the line to die down, and then you can go up there and talk with your table. Okay. Wait for the line to die down, start talking to your table about inherited traits. Nice job. Yes. Okay, Edwin, wait for the line to die down. You go talk about traits right now until the line dies down. Nice job. As soon as the line dies down, you and Rahillian right now talk about some inherited traits you both have. Some that are the same, some that are different. And then when the line dies down, you can go up there.
Nothing even say about it.
Pennies should, when you're done, they should go back up there in the box. Guys, remember, markers and pennies go back up to the front once you are done. Wait for the line to die down. So, what are some traits that you have that were in common? Both of you end up with blue eyes. But you both end up with blue types of blood. Okay, so even though that you're technically like brother turkey because you came from the same mom and dad, you're both going to get different blood. You're going to still get some of those different traits. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we didn't flip a coin to figure out if it's a boy or girl. That's a good point. I like that. I'll add that next time. Get busy.
I need a coin, real quick. It doesn't matter.
Israel, you got what you needed? Alright, once you have materials, move back and start working.
had most of the moms, let's say it's the girl.
Alright guys, you should have materials. Table 3 is working hard to get their turkeys built. Remember, you were having that conversation about those inherited traits. You both are good to go. Head on up. Okay, scholars, I'm going to put up a 20-minute timer for you to work. Okay. Alright, you should have your pieces. You should be back in your seat. You should be working on building your turkey.
His feathers like stick. Look, my turkey map. That's a trait.
Alright guys, you should have your pieces at this point. Get what you need and head on back. You got what you need? Okay.
I got yellow wings. Oh, you
You got green. Get yellow.
Really, my book bag all the time.
Looking it up in the box. See if you can find
I
it.
shop at the wrong
Check Justin's box. There should be a
You don't eat
blue is right there. I want to like this. It's not like what color do you have?
I got green. I mean, I got blue. Wait, yeah, I got blue. I got two things from the dad. Blue eyes. I wanted green.
So, since this is thank you for letting me know. Scholars, as you are coming around, we are going to have conversation about some of those inherited traits that you've got. So what's an inherited trait that you got from your dad? Well, look, I'm talking about your turkey. What's one that you got from dad? Blue eyes. Which one you got from the dad? Feet and feathers. So, even though both of you got traits from your dad, are they always going to be the same traits? No. For example, I got like, in real life, I got brown hair from my dad, but I didn't get his eye color. So that shows you that there is a variety in traits that you can inherit from your parents. Right, so that's why twins are very rare. Yeah. Because most of the time you get very different traits. Yeah. Alright, get busy. So what are some traits that you got from your mom? Turkey.
I got 3.
So you got most of your traits from your mom, and that's why sometimes you notice with people, they will sometimes look more like one of their parents, and they might look more like their mom than their dad. You might, more traits might be more distinguishable from one parent than the other. So yours is pretty even across. Yeah. So if they're identical with twins, then yes, they're getting the same amount of traits. They're getting the same traits. Yeah, we're talking about the field trip at the end of class. Okay.
My mom was supposed to be coming so she could say like, I didn't want to go. She was
hard. So, look at your traits right now. Is there any traits that everybody got that were the same? So it looks like all of you ended up with blue eyes from who? Dad. And sometimes with offspring that can happen, but are all the traits the same? No, so there's still a variety. There might be one trait that is passed off from both parents, or from one parent to all the offspring, but then the other traits could be, there could be a variety. Good job. So, what are some traits that are, look at your sheet, see if there's a trait that everybody in your group got that is the same. So you got blue eyes, you got blue eyes, what color? You got green. Where's yours? Go get your sheet, baby. So you can see sometimes the same trait gets passed on.
We would have got a whole lot of traits. Then we got, well, you got green, and we got orange trainers.
Oh, wow.
Don't forget to color your eyes. Yeah. What? Yeah. Did you check over here, see if Justin's box had an extra pair? Here you go. Get busy. Scholars, 14 minutes. Have conversations about those inherited traits that are the same and different between all the offspring. Yes. Yeah. Once your parts are cut out, go ahead and start building your turkey. Okay? You're going to need to cut it out individually because it won't match up.
I don't think I need to let it through. I think it's my
Already have people at table 1 and table 4 starting to glue down parts. Scholars, make that time valuable and use it.
Yeah, my grandma changed like how she like she feel mad. I don't feel like cutting. Yeah. And it was really sad. She did a middle thing just like clear. She was like,
Eyes right here.
my grandma got a lot of she don't work on that. Or she just like, I don't know. Okay.
Huh? So that's also an inherited trait because sometimes when traits are passed on, you're learning 7th grade about dominant traits and recessive traits. And you're learning about how sometimes that happens where people might get, there's a chance they might get one eye color more over another eye color. So,
Still around, but
I'm here 30. I got the running.
so, and all of those are inherited traits that you got from. Cool. Yeah, so you can sometimes get traits from other relatives. It doesn't have to be always just strictly from mom and dad, but it's other people that like your grandparents that you're related to. Okay? It's a conversation about our project. You're done. You're done. You're working. Keep it up.
I'm doing the opposite.
Make sure scraps are being put in the trash can. I want to put a couple trash cans in the middle of the room so that way you don't have to walk all the way over to the other side.
This was empty.
Okay, so just share. There's other glue sticks y'all can share. Okay? Alright, when you're done, you should be already gluing it down, building your turkey.
Hey, James,
You got 10 minutes to finish building your turkey, and then I'm moving you on to the next piece of the activity.
my turkey, that don't even look like a turkey. But you gotta finish it. So, it's my turkey.
Most scholars, I believe, will be done in 10 minutes so we can move to the next piece. That's some really nice turkeys turning out here. But is everybody's turkey the same? Oh, huh. So we're going to talk about that variety of those traits that you're getting. Huh? Exactly the same. So yours should be like. Yeah. So sometimes that might happen. All right. But they're not related. Scholars, when you're done, those marker boxes or those material boxes neatly put back together, all trash in the trash cans.
Shape of online though. If it's online, then yeah, but not online.
But if I had to choose a character from GTA 5 or Storyboard, they have to be
Well, frankly, it's my favorite.
Yeah. She got the bar, and when he began
Alright, conversation about getting our turkeys done because I'm ready to move on in 7 minutes to the next piece. Yes? When you are done, buddy, you hold tight. I want you to look back over at some of those inherited traits of your turkey. So, hold on, there's one piece we're missing. Ah, so what color eyes you need color? Because who do they come from? Mom. Good job, bud. Keep working. Nice job, you got all your traits there. So go ahead and start cleaning up and look back on your traits. Make sure you got everything checked off on the sheet. Jalen, you only got 6 minutes, bud. Keep working.
Why you think it's matching? Why can't match it?
Let me see. I can already get another one.
22 seconds.
Here you go.
19.
6 minutes, scholars. table's cleaned up. When you are done, blue is capped, trash in the trash can, material boxes neatly cleaned up, and you're waiting with your turkey, ready to discuss. Shout. Nice. Which name, bub? 5 minutes.
I'm gonna go with the apple.
Thank all my scholars at table 5 are going to be ready to move on. Scholars at table 1 should be able to move on. Israel, need you to pick it up a little bit. I think all this Fortnite talking slowing you down a little bit. Sorry, Isaiah. Nice job. Got your eyes colored. Okay, so what I want you to start looking back at is did you get more traits from mom? Did you get more traits from dad? Or was it pretty equal?
I got traits from mom.
Have a seat.
I got more traits than
Four minutes. So, Shantae, are you done? So you can help Zedekiah by helping him get some of his trash up and closing up your glue sticks and stuff. You're done. James, you can go around. If anybody still has dry erase markers, you may get those. Okay? You should be getting your own trash in the trash can.
Where's your dry erase? They didn't give it to us.
And then you can catch up. Zedekiah, is that appropriate? But my question is that an appropriate comment to make in my classroom? Huh? Track me. Is that an appropriate comment to make in my classroom? So fix it. Do you need to step out for a minute? Good, Miss Spencer, you're done for the day. Just ask you to step out. Go to Miss Spencer. Already has the mic up. Somebody's coming to teach you. Do what? Just hold on.
This is mine. Mine matches. This is mine.
Okay. Scholars, about a minute left and we are going to start discussion. That means cleaning up, ready to discuss. Alright, you lady, you need to be in your seat. Seat. Should I say? Have a seat.
And were you not putting color like that?
Okay, 1 minute left. Boxes should be cleaned up. Turkey should be finished. You should be discussing with your group some of the traits that your turkey inherited. Alright, good job. Get your table cleaned up. Get that penny up. Get your boxes cleaned up. That's what you Yes. Now right now. 2 snaps, 2 claps, 4 pats. Okay. In your seats, eyes back on me. Just put it in the box. Okay. At this point, you should be done with your turkey. You've had plenty of time to finish your turkey. Okay? Here's what you're going to do. I need eyes on me so you can know for the next piece what you're going to do. Okay, you are now going to complete a turkey information card. Okay, how this will work is, with the turkey information card, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to list your turkey's name. You're going to come up with a name for your turkey. The next piece is the creator's name. That's you. So that way I know who created this turkey. Okay? The second piece, it says some inherited trait. James, I'm in the middle of talking. I need you sitting down. So, some inherited traits that your turkey got. So what can I refer back to see what inherited traits I got?
Your notebook. Your paper.
Your paper, the sheet that you filled out. Or if you, for some reason, turned your sheet in, then you could also look back at the dad and mom turkey to match up traits that you got. Okay? Then the next piece, so I want to write like, let's say I'm going to take Zedekiah's turkey. He got his orange feathers from who? His dad. So one thing he might list is orange feathers from my dad. Let's say if he got yellow feet, they were from who? Mom. So I would say yellow feet from my mom. So you're going to list me some of your inherited traits, because these are the traits you got from who? The parents, the dad and the mom. Now the next piece says acquired traits. Acquired traits are traits that I get during when?
Lifetime.
During my what? Lifetime. So this is where you're going to get a little creative with your turkey. You're going to come up with 3 acquired traits. How many? 3 that your turkey might get. So for example, you might have a turkey that has a little cut in the feather. Okay? So that little cut in the feather could be an acquired trait that it got from maybe, how do you think it might have had a little cut in the feather?
Someone tried to get
His hand's up.
I think when he ran and then he fell on his head.
So maybe he ran and got his feather caught. So if I decide that one of my acquired traits is a cut feather, I would write cut feather, got it from catching it on maybe a fence. Another person in the group, they came up with what they said that their turkey lost a toe from trying to run away from the farmer who was trying to kill him for Thanksgiving. Okay, so you have to pick 3 acquired traits. Now they don't have to necessarily be visible traits. You could also say one of the acquired traits for your turkey is your turkey learned how to fly. Somebody got creative and they said their turkey practiced and learned how to speak English. Okay? Because acquired traits are traits that you get during when? Lifetime. So how many traits are you coming up with?
3.
3 acquired traits, and you're going to list all your inherited traits. Okay? Then, let's say if I said one of my acquired traits for my turkey is a cut feather. Eyes are tracking me. Okay? Let's say if one of my acquired traits is a cut feather, then guess what you get to do to your turkey?
Cut the feather.
You get to give it a little cut feather. Let's say if you say your turkey got a scar. You can even add a what to your turkey?
a scar.
Scar. But everything you do to your turkey needs to be
On the paper.
on the sheet. So 3 acquired traits. One of them at least needs to be a visible one. The other 2 could just be things that he's learned how to do. And then tell me the inherited traits. Okay, I'm going to bring you your gold cards so you can get started. Be ready to discuss with your table your inherited and your acquired traits. Okay? Okay, scholars are now working on their information cards. Get started. Get busy. Okay, I am going to give you 6 minutes. How many?
6.
6 minutes to work on your Josh is making sure to give detail about those inherited traits. Deosis is checking back at her sheet to see which traits were inherited from the mom and dad. James is looking back at his notebook to make sure he understands the difference between those inherited and acquired traits. Six minutes to work on your cards. Mia is making sure to tell me that her blue eyes were inherited from her dad, because that is an inherited trait. Remember, scholars, after you have came up with your traits, then you may, if you need to change something, like I see right now Malika is looking at how she might be able to change.
I'm sorry, whose room is this?
This is Scott's.
Okay, gotcha.
She's looking to make, sorry, I lost my train of thought. She is adding those little details to her turkey to show those acquired traits. Okay? Zedekiah is making sure he gives me great detail on how that turkey got those acquired traits. Remember, at least one acquired trait has to be a visible one, like a tear in the feather, maybe a lost toe, a scar, and then the other two can either be visible traits or they can be just things that you tell me your turkey has acquired during its lifetime, like learning to fly, or maybe learning to blend in or camouflage itself with its surroundings so the farmer doesn't find him to kill him on Thanksgiving. Whatever you want to do, this is where you get creative. You have about 2 minutes left. When you are done, if you finish early, read back over your sheet and be ready to present to your table about at least one acquired trait and one inherited trait from your turkey. Okay? So what color are the eyes? So tell me in here, like what color of eyes did you get from your mom? I like how you told me about the scar and how we got it with the acquired trait. Okay. So she speaks Dutch because how did she learn how to speak Dutch? So there you go. Tell me that move to that area to learn how to speak Dutch. There you go. Yeah, because that's an acquired trait. That's something she acquired during her lifetime. Learn how to swim away. Love it, because learning to swim is an acquired trait. Learning to talk is an acquired trait. Good. Somebody else in another class even talked about that the turkey learned how to read so it knew which way to escape from the farm by following the exit signs. Scared feather from running from a predator. Love it. Okay, learn how to speak English, Spanish, and French. Oh, that is a bilingual turkey right there. Okay, 10 seconds, scholars. Wrap up thoughts. Be ready to present. All right, 2 snaps, 2 claps, 4 pats. Eyes on me. How this is going to work, scholars, as you're finishing up your last thought. Everybody is going to get 15 seconds. How many?
15.
To present their turkey. They are going to tell to their table one inherited trait that you got and one acquired trait that you got. So how this will work is if you are sitting in James' seat, track and make sure you know where we are. If you are sitting in James' seat, then you will present first. You will have 15 seconds to, at a voice level 2, because you need to make sure people hear you, you are going to share out an inherited and an acquired trait. Scholars who are listening, you should be at a what?
0.
0, so you can hear them share out. Your 15 minutes, if you're sitting in James's seat, starts right now. Begin. Make sure you're showing your turkey so they can see what you're talking about. Okay, track. Okay, next 15 seconds. If you are sitting in Isaiah's seat, then you will present next. Go. Make sure everybody can hear you.
He has a sweet hair.
Okay, time's up. If you sit in Rogelio's seat, you will go next. Okay? 15 seconds for if you sit in Rogelio's seat, begin.
Wait, so Mr. Rhew, that means I'll go in?
So then y'all can just keep sharing back and forth. Make sure you're listening. Alright, and if you sit in you ladies' seat, it is now your time to present. If you're in your ladies' seat, you now present. Go. Everybody present. Sharing out ideas. Inspired, inherited, and acquired traits. Alright, 2 snaps, 2 claps, 4 pats. I have Daniel's eyes on me, Josh's eyes are on me, Zedekiah's eyes are on me. Okay, so now you've had a chance to share out inherited and acquired traits. So let's bring this all in together now. So even though we all started with both the dad and mom turkey, Did everybody's turkey in the end turn out the same? No, because we know through genetics, sometimes the offsprings might get some traits from their mom or from their dad. Or an ancestor, somebody you're related to. So this creates a variety of offspring. So if I told you that I'm going to put a variety of fruits and vegetables on your table, that means I'm going to put some different, let's say some pears, peaches, oranges, cucumbers, tomatoes. If I'm putting a variety of fruits and vegetables out, I'm putting kind of a what? Kind of a mixture of different types, right? Think about it, if you've ever been in the store and bought a variety bag of chips. They're all still what? Chips, but they're all different types. So think about, guys, you created a variety of turkeys based off of these traits. Because they're all still turkeys, but everybody's turkey turned out a little bit different. Right, because depending on which traits you inherit or even acquire during your lifetime, makes an organism or a living thing a little bit different because of those varieties of traits. Okay. Here's what we need to do now. The last piece of the lesson is we got to now do our ticket out the door. So, right now, scholars at a voice level 0, pulling back out your warm-up sheet, getting ready to answer our ticket out the door question. Okay? Okay, here's our ticket out the door question. Remember, this is what we have learned today. Okay. When you are done, okay, so your question is, remember, inherited traits passed to an offspring creates a what in a species? Okay, fill it in. I'm coming around to check. How I will know you're ready for me to check is you are making sure your answer is bold. You're checking to make sure your turkey and your information card is filled in, and you are ready to end the day. Yeah. Okay. 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 Josh, where's yours, bud? I need you to still sit down right now. Where's your, Alicia, where's your do-not sheet, baby? Okay. You got yours? Okay. All right. Good job. Justin. I'll come back to you, okay? I'm going to hit this table and I'm coming back. Let me see. Okay. All right, scholars. So we are now sitting at the beginning of class, what percentage of us already maybe knew this question? 40%. So by the end of the class, guys, we have learned that inherited traits, the more inherited traits that are passed on, does the species change?
No.
Well, think about it. It's still going to be the same type of species, but there's going to be some different, mixture or different traits that are passed on. So that's going to create a what in the species?
A variation.
A variety or a variation. So the best choice for this, Jalen, is what? A variation. So guys, we are now sitting, by the end of class today, we are up to 88%. Good job. So that means majority of us have the concept. We still have a few scholars that I'm going to work with to make sure we get that concept. But we now know, because of genetics and inherited traits, that is why we have a variety or variation in a species of organisms. Good. Okay, we are going to wrap up now. Start getting your tables cleaned up, and I'm going to move you into the next activity. Okay.
All right, put all